Alrighty, welcome to CNT120 with Mr. Brown. I want to do a quick kind of orientation to our D2L shell for the semester. That way you have a quick idea where everything is and you can get up and going very quickly this semester. Alrighty, right after you log into D2L and pick your CNT120 class for the semester, you'll notice this is our home page. Let me point out one or two things here of importance to you. First and foremost, I use the news tool as a weekly reminder of what we're doing that week and kind of where we're going. That way you can kind of keep on target with our semester plan. So use this each week. This is the main tool I use to share with you our plan for the week. Off to the right is also our upcoming events, and there's even a calendar tool over here. Let me open this guy up. Any event or any a quiz or anything like that I have set to be available or shown on the calendar. So if you pick a particular date that has a blue dot on, here's all the events that are due for that particular day of the class. So use that tool. Some people use the calendar tool. Use that tool to help you see where we're going. Down here at the bottom is our quick kind of content browser. Some people like to use that to get very quickly to a certain section of the semester, if you will. All right. Across the top bar, I have the key items we need for the semester here on the top bar and one or two other things under the resources. So you really shouldn't have to dig anywhere to find any particular item you're looking for the semester. So let's take a look across the top bar. Here's our course home. That'll get you back to this home page. Content is the big one. If I click on content, this will bring us to the content for the semester. I have everything organized into weekly or chapter modules, if you will. When you first open the content page, I have a couple modules that are open all semester. The first one is the getting started. This is where you should be right now, working through these particular items about class. And here you'll find the syllabus for the semester. Actually, right down here, here's my schedule for the semester. Here's the syllabus for the semester, and so forth. So here's all the stuff you need for this week of class, and a series of kind of miscellaneous questions that people often ask. I have answers to them down here. Okay. As I look down through the content, I have one on our Virtual Labs Mind Tap. I have one on Learning Styles for You, IT Careers, IT Certification, and then we get into the Chapter 1, 2, 3, and so forth. If I open up Chapter 1 as a sample, what you'll see is I have this organized into roughly 4 to 5 areas. The first one is a reminder on what you're reading for that particular week. I just put a reminder there what you're reading, Chapter 1, pages, blah, blah, blah. The next section is the watch. These are all the podcasts that I have for you for that particular chapter or week of class. What you'll notice is I even have a note up here is here's the podcast I have as well as the PowerPoint I use in the podcast. So this first link is usually the PowerPoint that accompanies all the podcasts that I'm doing. And below that I have a reminder of treat these like a water fountain. Consume as much of these as you need for the semester. And you notice I will always have them broken into pieces. That way you can go watch the piece you need. After reading the chapter, if you're really having tough problems on Landman WAN, watch just this, 5, 10, 15-minute podcast on that. That way you can pick out the pieces and review the pieces you need. After you read the chapter, after you watch any podcasts that you need to, there's a section on do. And this is usually the quiz for the chapter and the virtual lab that you need to complete for that chapter. Last but not least, I usually have a reference area. These are all kinds of pictures and links and all kinds of other things that might be helpful to you. That's why I have them in kind of as reference. You don't have to consume all of them, but they're there if you need them or it's going to help you. And last but not least, I have an area for a link to the discussion board. In case you do have questions, use the discussion board. I monitor that and I can get back to you and answer questions, or a fellow classmate can answer a question. So I have that basic structure for every chapter of the semester, and I do have them set that they will turn on when you need them. Basically the 2-week window that you're working on them, so to speak. All right, so there's your content page. And down through, there's also a section on the midterm exam. There's also a section on the final too. And again, when we get close to both of those will open that you'll be able to view that material. Next to the content, we have a checklist page. I have a checklist created for each chapter of the semester. And if I open one of these, I'll open up the Chapter 1 right here. what you'll see is this is a list of items that you should complete for that week, and there's little check boxes next to them. So this way, this is created that way if you're a person that likes lists and you want to make sure you have everything done for the week, you can come in here and start, as you complete an item, check them off. That way you know you have everything done for that particular week of class, and you can say, okay, I'm done, I'm going to go work on blah class that I'm taking as well. But I have these created for each week of the semester or each chapter of the semester. They're not linked to anything. It's not required to use them, but they're strictly there for you to help you work your way through the semester. Next to that, I have a link to the quizzes page. The quizzes page is where you have your homework quizzes for each chapter of the course. Okay, so there's a syllabus quiz on week 1, and then I have quizzes for each of the chapters, including here's your midterm and here's your final down here. Okay. As I open one of these quizzes, again, these are available in a certain window, so they're not going to open yet, but when I do, I'll go to a preview. Sorry, I pulled up the professor's point of view, so let me pull up the student point of view. What you'll notice is it says, hey, do read the chapter first, take notes. Once you're done, open it up. And actually, this quiz will be open or available once you start it for like 3 hours. That'll allow you, if you want to slowly read through the chapter, look things up, be my guest. Do that. Do take note of the questions being asked, because those are some of the key items in the chapter that you should be paying attention to. When you're done, you'll do the submit. Most of you have done quizzes on D2L before. It's immediately going to score it. And if you would like to, you can go back and take the quiz again. After you complete a quiz, let me go back out here. After you complete a quiz, on the quizzes page, if you hit the little drop down arrow, there's an option, or there shows, once you have submitted one, there's an option here that says submissions. You can click on that, review the quiz. It'll show you all the questions, all the answers. Learn from that. Once you do that, if you would like to take the quiz again, you can. The only catch there is, let me show you this again, the only catch is it is going to average the scores together. So if you've missed a bunch and if you learn you want to go back and retake to improve your score, by all means do so. But it will average the scores together. Okay? So there's your quizzes page. I'm going to open up the discussion board area. The discussion board area, I have a couple of different discussion boards created for different aspects of class. General topics, exams, mind tap labs. Then I have ones created for each chapter of the class, chapter 1, 2, 3, and so forth. You'll notice that the only one graded is our first week. I want you to introduce yourself to the class. I have my post out there already. After that, these are simply forms in case you have questions. Use that. Again, I'll be monitoring. I can answer that, or a classmate can answer it. But there is no graded assignment in the discussion board. That's simply a form for you to ask questions and get help. Next to that is the Dropbox. There's really only one particular assignment you're going to be submitting this way. It's our design lab that we're going to be doing after the midterm. We have a couple little pieces we're going to build for that. We'll build a network map. We'll look up some equipment and put it in a spreadsheet. Then we'll answer a couple questions and submit it like we're doing a little mini network proposal for a company. But there's the Dropbox to submit that again towards the second half of the semester. I do have a little chat area created, a little chat room, in case this would help us answer questions a little bit quicker than email. The only thing you might want to do is alert me ahead of time so I'm sure I'm there. Maybe email me during the day, say, hey, can we chat tonight at 9 o'clock or so? And I'll make sure I'm there that we can do that, and we can answer maybe a couple questions very quickly instead of doing it through a couple emails. We also have the grades area. You'll be able to look up your grades at any given point in the semester. Let me try to pull this up. Yours will show very similar to this. This is kind of showing the professor view at this point, but it'll show all the assignments for the semester, the value for them, and then it's showing kind of all the factoring the grades together, and you'll normally see your final class grade up here factored together. This follows the same format as the syllabus, showing you that homework is worth 25% of your final class grade, your labs are worth 25%, your midterm is worth 25%, and then your final is worth 25%. All those factored together to give you a final class grade, which should be showing up here. And that is visible all semester long for you, so you can keep track of that, see how you're doing. Next link up here is email. Any questions on class, feel free to use the email tool. Just make sure you identify what class you're in, CNT120 online kind of thing, and do make sure you put your name in. That way I know who I'm helping. again, all the emails come to one email box for me, so you got to give some little indicator of there what class and who. That way I know to help you. But use this tool to help with any questions. I do have a link to the rubrics. There is a rubric we're going to use to grade your design lab at the end of the semester, so I have this here for you so you can see how we're grading that. Again, we'll point it out in the second half of the semester. And then last but not least, there's a couple miscellaneous down here. There's a calendar, class list if you want to look up a classmate to get a hold of them. And there's a couple other little tidbits in there that might be helpful to you. But I tried to keep all the main items you need right here on the front page, right on the top bar. So there's a super quick intro of where things are in our class. What you're going to want to make sure you do is be checking in. Most of our stuff runs from like a Monday morning to a Friday kind of thing. But any chapter that we do, like chapter 1, I have it spread over 2 weeks. So you easily have some weekend in there to get things done if you need to, depending on your work schedule. But most things are going to be due on a Friday evening, mainly because the end of the semester ends on a Friday evening. So I just simply started there and backdated to the beginning of the semester and made all of our chapters start on a Monday and go 2 weeks and end on the following Friday kind of thing. That's our timeline. Make sure you're checking in a couple times during the week to make sure you're getting all your pieces done. Do be checking the news note on the front page of any updates or anything like that. And I will be trying to email little reminders throughout the week to make sure that you're moving along on things, not forgetting about certain items. So welcome to CNT120. We're getting ready to start off on a good ride, and I hope we have a good semester with you.